Greetings, greetings, greetings. We are here today again. This is January the 3rd. Where y'all at? Come on into the room. Come on into the room. I am here and we are tapping in. We have a new platform today. I have actually been able to get this to show up on my computer. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Waiting for you all to come into the room, come into the space. This is a new day as it comes to an end. We are here and we remember. Giving you all some time to come in, to come in, to come in. We're welcoming you. Just putting some chat questions in the chat. Welcome, 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 Janelle. Thank you for coming into the room. Just giving everyone a little bit of time to get here. I'm Chantel Sierra Tishakim, and I am a holistic soul guide. And I do tarot, I do oracle cards, I do intuitive readings, and I am a self-care life coach. So I am here tonight to just talk about the new moon or the full moon in Cancer. How are you and where are you coming in from? Just welcoming everyone, getting the cards ready. Do you have a question or a concern for this energy that we're in for this full moon in Cancer? Full moon in Cancer. Welcome, welcome, welcome Pittsburgh. Welcome. Come on into the room. Come on into the room. Welcome. I am Chantel Sierra Tishakim. I'm going to do a quick pull. Ancestor veneration is also a big thing in my work, connecting us to our lineage and our soul guidance. So I'm here today to do a pull and see what this energy has in store for us at this new year. All right, those wanted to come out. I typically do I typically do 7 card draw. So I have 3 right now. And I will show them to you as soon as we get them all out. And we'll do one more in this deck. This is the Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle deck, which is my favorite deck to work with. It's by Abiola Abrams. They gave us 2 more at the end, okay? So we'll start out with the first card, Creative Expression. All right? The second card is the Shaman, Trust the Path. The next card is Father of Air, Leadership. The next one is the Patriarch, Unapologetic. Welcome, 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 Jesse. The second one is the Loner, or the fifth one, I'm sorry, is the Loner, Isolation and Introspection. That one is really good because that's what this new moon energy is all about for this time. It's not about manifesting. It's about coming into the resonance of your I am. And the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sixth one is the Father of Water, balance and harmony, which is all about our moon energy as well. It's all about connecting with yourself, connecting with your true nature, and really beginning to create in that space. So this is me going live. I'm going live every day for this year just to challenge myself. I'm new to TikTok, new to being seen, being heard, being witnessed. So I give thanks for you who have shown up and giving me your time today. Like I've introduced myself as Chantel Sierra Shakim. I'm a holistic self-care coach and a soul guide. I work with the ancestors, spirit guides, angels, and those that are serving us at our highest vibration, teaching us and guiding us to be who we have been created to be. I'm also an author and have written 2 books. One is Embracing the Queen Within, hence the crown. This is me embracing the Queen Within. And my newest book I just completed, and it will be available for purchase on Amazon along with the Embracing the Queen Within after tomorrow. So I've sent it in for the printing, and I should be receiving the proof tomorrow, so then I can activate it for purchase. But it is all about tapping into our consciousness, aligning our chakras, and also aligning with universal law. So if you're familiar with the Hermetic principles, if you're familiar with your aritus or chakras, that is what Aligned and Crowned is all about. Living aligned and crowned, the wheel within the wheel, talks about getting back to our emotional center and understanding that we do have something to offer, and our feelings are our navigation centers. So we'll jump right into the reading. For those of you who are just coming into the call or into the live, I welcome you. I thank you, and I hope this is uplifting to your soul, okay? So the first one is creative expression. And I'm an intuitive reader, but I will also go to the book at the end, starting from the bottom to the top, as I always do. So creative waters, or creature of water, again, the energy of the moon is all about water energy. Water and emotions all go together. So we have to utilize our emotions to create and to navigate our life experiences. So using creative expression. So we're going to creatively express and trust the process, right? This is the shaman energy. The shaman is all about trusting the path that you're on. And that is very, very synchronistic for me right now in this time, because we're all coming into a new year, coming into a new expression, getting an opportunity to choose how we want to show up in the world. What does your ideal life look like? What does your creative abilities How does your creative ability show up in your life, and how do you express them? Because this is all about creative expression. The soul is seeking to be expressed in all ways. Greetings, 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 everyone who's coming into the call. Please give me some hearts, if nothing else, to help me know you're here and give me the to keep going, all right? So, like I said, I'm new to this. This is my, maybe 12th live that I've done, just challenging myself to get out of the box, because those are things that we have to do. We have to get out of our norms to be able to experience something different. As we know, if we keep doing the same thing over and over, we're going to get the same results. So our souls are calling us to creatively express the world or the life that we want to live by trusting the path, trusting the process, as the shaman would say. Then, as you do, you take the lead. This is the leadership card. The leadership card, the Father of Air, is all about taking the lead. As you creatively express, trust the process, and take the lead. Take the lead on your life. You know, we've oftentimes been navigated and controlled by what other people want from us or what other people expect from us. But it is time for us to get in touch with our emotions, with our feelings, and to know that we're the ones in control. We are the ones who are navigating the ship based on our emotions, based on our feelings, based on how we engage with the world around us. But it is up to you to take the lead. And in that taking the lead, you have to be unapologetic. The patriarch is like the father figure, right? How we often think of our fathers as being that strong leader in our families and that one who sets the tone, you know? So as you set the tone for your life and your creative expression, you have to do it unapologetically, knowing that, you know, some people will agree, some people won't agree, but it is up to you to continue the pursuit of happiness. This card looks pretty happy to me. Okay, so we are creatively expressing the life that we want. We're trusting the path. We're taking the leadership role, and we're doing it unapologetically because that's what we get to do. Our soul has already set the stage. It's only for us to trust the process, to step into it. And as we do, sometimes we come into the loner energy. The loner energy says isolation and introspection. So really what it means is that the only opinion and the only thing that matters is what you give meaning to, how you give meaning to the experience, whatever that looks like to you. What is it that you're creating? How are you giving it meaning? Are you sitting in that space of your I am in the lowest root chakra, which is also about safety and survival? But we have to move beyond safety and survival into thriving, and that is where the feelings come in our sacral chakra. So that's one level up from our root chakra. The sacral chakra is all about the feeling, and the feeling gets the answer, because as you feel it, you push it up into your solar plexus, which also gives you the ability to create. And that's your light, that's your passion, that's where the gut is, that's where you feel the real feelings. So understanding that you have to introspect in order to see the final card, which says balance and harmony, Father of Water. This is where you bring it all into balance. You bring it all into action. And sometimes it can be very scary because, I mean, we always think that people are judging us. People have something negative to say, per se, but it's really up to us to say, you know what? I don't care what anyone else thinks. It's what I'm supposed to do. Hence why I'm here on TikTok. Of all things, I would have never thought this would have been a part of my path, but here I am, and I'm allowing the creative juices of what I love and what I'm passionate about to be created. And in that space, it feels good in my heart, and I love it. So this is, again, the progression of that moving of that energy, that feeling of, what am I creating? How am I expressing it? Am I trusting the process? Am I taking the lead in my life? Am I being unapologetic? You know, because who cares what anyone else thinks? It's your dream. It's your mission. It's your passion. And it's up to you to see it through. Ashe. And then continuing to introspect and continuing to find yourself sometimes in isolation, because sometimes people are not going to support what it is you are called to do. But as you show yourself, you will attract the people, the places, the experiences that do support you. So you won't feel that you're in isolation, or you won't feel that you're alone in the process. Here I am reaching out, putting my words in the atmosphere of the social media world into TikTok, and really finding balance with how I show up and what I find is very important, and being able to share it, you know, because it's important to me. And those who are called into this into this live, it's a message here for you. It's a message here for you to begin to show up in that space that brings out your creative expression, allows you to trust the process, even if you're afraid. But one thing about the fear is faith and fear can't occupy the same space. So you have to get out of the fear, as I am, getting out of the fear and taking leadership. And this full moon in Cancer is all about feeling the feelings, setting in that space of what does this feel like and how is this moving me forward. And as you do that, the more you do it, you can be unapologetic because you know that you're following your feel good. And that's all that really matters. Following your feel good anytime and every time, and living unapologetically in your life, in the areas of, okay, your job, your relationships, your friendships. Do they feel good? Do they really feel good? And if you are having to take on burdens or carry emotions and carry feelings of what someone else thinks, today is the day to release that. It's not a manifestation moon today. It is a releasing moon. It is a releasing those things that no longer serve. It's a releasing of those things that keep you stuck, keep you stagnant, keep your light dim. Enough of that. We're at the new year. You're creating a new you, and you get to do it no matter what. No matter what anyone else thinks. And then when you do so, you will begin to find balance within all aspects of your life. So I'm going to go to the book and I will read the affirmations for these, and then we'll close out with a moonology card for the moon energy that we are in and just the direction that they want us to take it in this day for this audience. For me, Ashe? Okay, so the first card we're going to look into is the creature of water, which again, like I said, all of this energy is about the moon energy, right? Moon is all about emotions and how you navigate your emotions to bring it into balance. Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. Start at the bottom and go to the top, okay? So when we bring in things into balance and harmony, that's where we're going to start. Card 31. And it has all of these cards, again, Abiola Abrams, Secrets of the Ancestors is what we're working with today. Just tapping into the new moon energy and getting a message. So the new moon energy for this card, 31, speaks on harmony and balance. So it says, I embrace my feelings and allow myself emotional harmony. As I was speaking on, emotional harmony aligns with living unapologetically, living in a way that you don't care per se what someone else thinks of what you're doing that feels good to you, because it's very difficult to live life thinking about what someone else thinks, especially if you're a people pleaser. So people pleasers get caught up in that a lot. And I actually was a people pleaser a lot. I always looked at how is this going to make someone else feel? And oftentimes it was at the neglect of myself, of the neglect of what felt good to me. So now, this year, I'm choosing to just feel good about what I'm doing for me. And I know that it will attract those people who need this word, those people who can truly live unapologetically as well. So, balancing that emotion, it says again, I embrace my feelings and allow myself emotional harmony. So, next we'll go into how do you do that? Sometimes by being the loner, being the one that stands out, being the black sheep of the family, being the weird one, being the one that everybody looks at side-eyed, but oftentimes looks at you side-eyes, but wishes that they could do what you're doing. So take that with a grain of salt and keep doing what you're doing. Let your light shine, because that's what I'm doing. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine because it can. And I'm a fire sign, you know? I'm a fire sign. I'm an Aries, for those of you who can resonate with that. Aries are supposed to be the leaders. Aries are supposed to be the ones that start something. Look, don't start no stuff, won't be no stuff. Ashe. But anyway, we'll get back to the reading of the loner. So I've often found myself being the loner, and in this energy, I'm setting with understanding what being the loner is. The loner is the loner because it's time for you to step up and lead, because not everybody is capable of doing that. So when you have a passion, when you have that tenacity, but you feel that it's being restricted because of what other people think, you got to let it go. Today is the day. January 3rd, we're letting it go. No longer are we allowing other people's thoughts or other people's emotions or other people's judgment of how you show up dictate how you show up. Enough of that. So, number 9 says, I trust my inner voice. I talked on that this week about trusting our intuition and then allowing our intuition to guide us, to help us navigate our experiences. And in that space, we also have ancestors, we also have spirit guides, we also have the ascended masters like Jesus Christ, Buddha, and whoever else, Mother Teresa, I guess. You know, all of those who set a tone of excellence, but also were like the outcasts. So those black sheeps who are coming into this live, this is for you, okay? We can trust our inner voice, and we can trust it by going ahead and being unapologetic, okay? Unapologetic, the patriarch, number 4. What I've liked about these cards are all of these are type of very much leadership cards, which we'll go into next, because, you know, there's many are called, few are chosen, but even fewer choose. So are you choosing you? Are you choosing you? That's a question, because oftentimes no one else is going to choose you. I'm reflecting back to when we were kids, right? We would play team sports, and everybody would have, you know, you get the captains, and most often it was the popular people or the people who oftentimes spoke up or who were the most athletic, who were the team captains. And they would have to choose who they wanted on their team. Well, this is the life that we live in right now. Even as adults, we get to choose who we want to have on our team. And we know that not everybody has the same strengths, but everybody has something that they can offer to the team. So I know sometimes we even feared, oh my God, am I going to be the last one to be picked because I'm not very athletic, you know? But I still have strategy, and I can do something to help the team. So I'm so thankful that all of you have joined in and are getting this word, because hopefully it will help you choose you, because no one else is going to choose you until you choose you. Okay? So number 4 says, I'm having a hard time reading this because there's so little, but it says, I owe no apology for walking in my power. I owe no apology for walking in my power. How often do we see that we dim our light, or we are shrinking back because we don't want to be seen, we don't want to be heard, or we don't ultimately want to be judged. So we dim our light. But this is saying no more. This is the unapologetic part. I owe no apology for walking in my power. How does that feel? For some people, that may feel very uncomfortable. Hold on one second. Okay, my bad. The battery was actually going to go dead, so I had to jump back in there and get it plugged in. But we owe no one any apology. We owe no one any apology for showing up and showing up in our power. When we are not showing up in our power, we are suppressing our soul's nature. We are suppressing the gifts, the talents, the abilities, and the light that we are. And then we find ourselves in those lower vibrational energies, which cause us to have these discomforts and this dis-ease because we're not showing up in our true authentic self. Sometimes, we have to be that one that stands out. Sometimes you have to be that one that goes against the grain. Especially now, we look at the world today and it's like everybody has an agenda. The world has set a stage that says you have to get married, have children, get a career, live a certain way of life. And most often, even when you accomplish that, you still feel empty because it's not in alignment with your soul's purpose. And that was my case. I've done the whole spectrum. I've done the whole spectrum. I've went through the matrix system, and I still found myself wondering, like, what's next? This isn't fulfilling. This isn't really what I thought it would be. So now I'm doing more things that embrace the truth of me, embrace my divine nature, embrace me connecting with my soul, my inner being, my childlike nature, because we don't have to give that up. The world tries to force it out of us by giving us all these stressful things to worry about. But what if we just said, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to play that game. I want to show up different, and I want to do the things that I want to do. I want to see the things happen in the world that I want to see. And honestly, we do have the power to do that. Thank you for joining the fan club. Thank you for the hearts. For those of you who are in the space, please continue to give me some hearts. I like to see the hearts. It makes me feel like someone is actually out there listening, which I know you guys are here, so I give thanks for that. But thank you for the hearts. So back to the living unapologetically. You owe no apology for walking in your power. And that is leadership. That is true leadership. And you don't have to lead others. The most important thing is to lead your own life, to navigate your own system, to reboot and rewire what is important, because we can do that as a collective as we begin to tap into what feels good in this Cancer moon. It's all about your feelings. Sometimes we get in these spirals, but understand you can spiral up or you can spiral down. And sometimes most people stay in this place of stagnation and comfortability, uncomfortable comfortability. I mean, it's like, oh, this is what it is, and this is all there is, so I might as well enjoy it. But it's really not very enjoyable. I mean, clocking into a clock on a person's job every day, dictating your day just so that you can have money to pay your bills. And it's like, is this really what we're doing? Is this really what we're doing? No, we're going to change it up a little bit. Our gifts, our talents, our abilities, our divine giftings can make money for us, can offer us an opportunity to touch people in ways that we've never imagined, if we are courageous enough to even step into it. So I'm stepping into it. I'm like taking the leap, and it feels so good. It feels good. Yeah. Okay, so back on track. So leadership, which is number 36. It says 36. It says, I am a leader of, I'm a leader, not a follower. I'm a leader, not a follower. You know, my eyes, I have on my contacts so I can see the screen, but they're for distance. So I'm having a hard time seeing the book because it's so little print. But I'm making it do what it do. And this is called vulnerability. This is called just showing up, and we all should be given this opportunity more. It's like nobody has all the answers. Nothing is perfect. No matter how hard you try to be perfect, it's not gonna happen. So just be you. And that's what I'm encouraging tonight, is to be you, to feel the feelings, to take the leadership, and to know that truly you can trust the path because you're the shaman. Okay? The shaman is actually a very powerful card. The shaman is one who really does connect with the soul and the spirit of beingness. And in that space, you can trust the process. That's what the card says. And it's a number 5, which is my life path number. So I give thanks for that showing up today, because I do need the confirmation, because I be on here like, I be judging myself, y'all. I be like, girl, what are you really doing? But it feels good. So here I am. Okay. So the shaman says, okay, this is getting worse and worse. I honor my own beautiful path and connection to the divine. I honor my own beautiful path and connection to the divine. This is a space where oftentimes we find ourselves swayed again by, I'll speak for me, religion, okay? Our own divine path and religion are two different things, okay? I want us to understand that. As a preacher's child, doing oracle cards, okay? If y'all know, you know. But this was a fight for me, because it's all symbolic to something. Everything that isn't of God in the Christian ideation is of the devil. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that anymore. But for a long time, I did. I did believe that because that's what I was taught. And we have to study, as the Bible says, to show ourselves approved. And when we do, and we begin to tap into higher states of understanding, revelation comes from that. And it's like God made everything. And everything is divine. And this is the path of the shaman, because it's like it's no judgment there. And religion also tries to box us in. It also tries to put us in a space of control and lack of freedom and condemnation. And ultimately, that's not what our path is for. As a soul guide and being able to tap into spirit and being able to actually have had the Christian experience and very thankful for the foundational truths that it provided, but also the enlightenment of how spiritual practices are all in everything. But you want to make it okay if it's done in the church. But if it's not done in the church, it ain't okay. Come on now, let's make sense of it. And we each have been sent to be prophets and priests and light workers and whatever they want to call them in the church. But it's all the same. But in the sense of showing up, it's like connect to divine source yourself. You don't have to put a label of Christianity or Muslim but you can. Don't get me wrong. That's not who you are, though. You are a divine spirit, which is connected to all things spiritual, all things. And it's what you need for your path, and your purpose is what you hang on to, I guess. So for me, for a while, it was Christianity and the beliefs, but then I began to dive into it deeper and see how there were limiting beliefs there. And I was that one who said, well, if God says, greater works shall you do, where are the greater works? Where are the greater works? And in that pursuit of where are the greater works, here I found myself. I found myself diving into the occult. I found myself diving into the metaphysical meanings of the Bible. I found myself deepening my relationship with God beyond anything I'd ever experienced before. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is the path. This is the greater works. This is how you walk in the path. And as the shaman card says, you have to trust the path. And when it comes to Christ, it's the consciousness. It's a Christ consciousness. It's our living, breathing experience. It's not a religion. Okay? I'm going to ring my bell on that. Religion plays its role, but it is not the end all be all. And even in Christianity, it's a very controlling and containing and judgmental type of religion, because it's saying that if you're not this, then there's something wrong with you, and that's not true. And then it teaches the condemnation part, where it's like God said he created all things and they were good. So if he created all things and they were good, why do we have to be a wretched soul? I scratch that. I don't receive that. And I am a divine soul. And I am connected with the divine, the Most High God, the God in me that comes through consciousness, that comes through the channel of being open, having a pure heart, and really pursuing those things that make me happy, as we are talking about. And in that space, we have the creative expression. How often do we really tap into our creative expression? You know, we are so suppressed in our expression. In most cases, we're suppressed by the culture that we live in. We're suppressed by the ideas. We're suppressed by our families. We're suppressed by our relationships in some cases. We're suppressed by our employer in some cases. So it's like time to really tap into your soul and really begin to show up in a place of freedom, in a place of emotional intelligence, in a place of being able to be navigated in a way that brings you to your best life now. That's what I'm pursuing, and that's what this is all about. So as a wrap up to this reading, did I read? No, I didn't read the creative expression. So as a wrap up to the reading, we're going to read the creative expression. Did I read the shaman? Yes, to honor the divine. Then we're going to the creative expression. The creative expression says, I am a creative force. I am a creative force. And I like the way that this ended with that, because we talked about at the beginning how our root chakra is our I am. Right? You have to know who you are. You have to know whose you are. And you have to know how you can manifest that I am to the I know. And that's where we fix our crown in the process, because it's a life cycle continually flowing, and it is emotionally charged, whether you know it or not. And as I spoke yesterday, as the live cut off, I was talking about, if we live our lives casually, we will become a casualty. And that's a teaching that Reverend Ike talked about. And he's a metaphysical preacher that I have came across in my path of studies, but it made sense to me. If you're not intentional about the way that you live, and you constantly are living casually, or you're falling into the box in the program that is being set before us, saying, here's the table, sit here and eat, act right, be right, along these guidelines, you lose yourself. You lose yourself. And you lose your connection to your soul. You lose your connection to your childlike nature. You lose your connection to all the creative things that you are sent to create. And we were talking last night also about thoughts becoming things. The more we can talk about our feelings, our emotions, the things that go bump in the night, the things that light us up bright, the more we can talk about those things and hopefully spiral to the higher vibration and not the lower, because we've been oppressed and suppressed, then we can live the life we want to live. So this is what I'm all about. This is what this platform for me is all about, is stepping out of the box, doing something that I would have never thought I would do, and really being an inspiration, hopefully, to those that would chime in. So again, I thank you all for coming into the space and tapping in and being here. And I was going to pull the Moonology cards. Where are they? Well, goodness. I normally have my cards right here. And those ones are not within my sight. So, I don't know where they are. Goodness. Look, I'm impromptu, y'all. So, don't judge me. See, I'm even judging myself in that. Because you guys are probably not even judging me at all. You're just waiting for the next card. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull from the Soul's Journey, because I am all about being a soul guide. So the Soul's Journey cards are really feeling cards. So give thanks for the feeling. And I go through these phases of menopause, which lighten me up. So give thanks for the expression of aging gracefully, okay? So I'm going to pull, however, I want to say 2 cards, but it may be 3. Well, 2 just came out, but we'll do 1 more because these are very powerful cards and it's aligning to everything that we were saying today. So 1 more card, please. I haven't even pulled these cards in a while. All right, perfect. Give thanks. Okay, so the first card that comes out is Judgment. Okay, so the Judgment card says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. As I was speaking earlier, no one's perfect. No one has it all figured out, but it's up to you to follow your feel good, because as long as you're following your feel good, you get to experience the best life now. And when you allow other people's feelings, emotions, dictations, expectations, judgments to impress on you feelings of not feeling good, then you miss out. So Judgment says everybody has their problems, okay? The next one is doubt. We often doubt lots of things. We doubt that we're able to do the things that our mind and our imagination tells us we can do. We doubt that we are good enough. We doubt that we're worthy. We doubt that we could accomplish the big goal, that big dream that Spirit has put on our hearts, put in our mind. We doubt it. But in the end of the day, if you can think it, you can do it. And this card says, I release the need to know all of the answers. So sometimes we just have to go impromptu, like I do tonight. You know, just jump out there and show, look up, jump out and show them, or pop out and show them, as Kendrick said. Sometimes you got to pop out and show them. Okay? So don't be doubting yourself. No more doubt. We're living unapologetic. We're creating with we're expressing ourselves creatively. We're trusting the path. We're being the leader of our own lives. We're allowing balance and harmony to bring forth the life that we want to live as we introspect, and as we sometimes have to isolate so that we can get the messages and be clear. Sometimes we have to sit in those silent places. Sometimes we have to go against the grain. Sometimes we have to do something that even makes our own heart go pitter-patter. But ultimately, it's for our own good if we want to live in alignment with our soul's path and our soul's passion. So, the last card that I picked that popped out is gratitude. This is an awesome way to end, because gratitude seals the deal. Even in the midst of chaos, if you can find something to be thankful for, it moves you up. It doesn't allow you to spiral down. Who is this? Greetings, 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 everyone. I haven't even been looking at the chat. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you for the compliment. These are my sister locks, girl. I've been on the sister lock journey. Oh, Rosa. Hey, girl, hey. My sister locks, it's been like 4 years now. But yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. They growing too. Yes. It's so good to see you, sis. Thank you for popping in. I'm just dropping the little gems. But what I was saying about gratitude. So gratitude can help us spiral upward always, okay? Even in the midst of chaos. If we can find the thing to be grateful for. And in the midst of chaos, it may be hard, but that's where you go back to that isolation and introspection. Sometimes you got to move away. You have to move away from the thing that's causing you the dis-ease, so that you can really ground yourself in what is the lesson, what is the blessing, because sometimes it's both. It's both and. You know, sometimes it's a lesson, sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes it's a lesson and a blessing. But sometimes most times it's all about bringing it into harmony and balance, because that's universal law. There will be ebbs and there will be flows. There will be ups and there will be downs. There will be opportunities to change. There will be opportunities to stay the same. But if you are being in a place of dis-ease and discomfort, it's time to move. Move around. Move around, y'all. Move around. Move around. Move around. You know, shift the energy just a little bit. Because when you do that, you can make space for something new. You can find that place to laugh, you know. And laughter is great medicine too. But this card, gratitude, I love the colors. It looks like the third eye chakra in a way. Opening up your third eye chakras as we speak. It says, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So again, as I was speaking, we get an opportunity, as first card came out, to creatively express that which we want to experience, you know. And if we are not tapping into that essence, we will find ourselves living casually. And in that space of casually living, you can become a casualty. So I'm calling us all out to begin to live intentionally, to embrace our feelings, our emotions, to be able to express them freely, you know, to anybody, unapologetically, because it is your right. It is your right to stand in your truth. It is your right to be seen, to be heard, to be witnessed. It's your right to express yourself however you see fit. And even in America, you know, we're being oppressed so much, not even just as Black people, but as humans. We are being oppressed. We are being pushed into boxes. We are being set in a cyclic work mentality that don't even allow you time to celebrate your own life or to celebrate living the life that you want to live, when ultimately we have been sent here to live the life that we want to live. So how are we living? Are you tapping into truly who you are? Are you living authentically, or are you living according to someone else's rules, according to someone else's obligation that they've placed on you, according to someone else's ideas? Or are you truly embracing the thoughts, the actions, the ideas that are being instilled or given to you divinely? So gratitude is the attitude of abundance. That's one of my mottos. Gratitude is the attitude of abundance. And when we can get to being thankful, we can see how much we have to be thankful for. And I remember when I started my gratitude work, because I did a whole process of gratitude to get me to a higher level of being able to see I'm worthy. I'm worthy of this life. I'm worthy of all the good things that I desire. I'm worthy of having the abundance of everything that I want. I'm worthy of not having to work my fingers to the bone to get an exchange of income. I'm worthy of having health in my body, a sound mind. I'm worthy. So you have to begin to pull those things up and out and speak them, so then you can say, you know what? Life ain't as bad as I thought it was, because I do have some things that I am thankful for. I'm grateful for. And as we begin to be thankful and grateful for the abundance of life and the opportunity to create, because we are sent to be creators. If you look at around the world, everything that we see, everything that we enjoy was first a thought. It was first an imagination. So we have to begin to play in our places of imagination. And we have to trust that we are worthy of whatever spirit is divinely placed in us, so that we can truly receive all that this life has to offer us. And it is an abundant life. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful life. And for those of you who didn't come at the beginning of the call, I do want to introduce myself again. I'm Chantel Sierra Shakim. I am a holistic self-care coach. I am a soul guide, and I am an author. And that was something that I never in a million years at one point in my life, I've had a lot of deaths and rebirths, and I found myself being in this space of creating through word, creating through spoken word, creating through written word, and being a channel of the Most High to deliver a message that has helped me through my journey of finding myself. Because I was really, really lost. I was lost in the sauce of everybody's expectation. So I had to begin to pull back, come into that space of I am, find out what feels good, do the things that I know I can do, love myself enough to know that I'm worthy of it, speak it out of my mouth so that I can hear it in these ears, because our mind and our heart can play tricks on us if we're not in aligning and being in coherence with the heart and this is the mind, but the heart and mind coherence, bringing them into harmony and balance, right? Knowing that what I think about, I bring about. How I feel helps me navigate what I think, and vice versa. They go hand in hand. It's not an either or, but it is a both and, because you need your heart to live. You need your mind to help you do the things that the mind does. But ultimately, your mind is a conscious field of everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the highs, the lows, the things you want, the things you don't want. That's what's in the mind, because that's the collective consciousness. So as you begin to navigate through what feels good, you can begin to pull out and know. First, you got to see it. You got to see all the things, because you can see the good, the bad, and the ugly. But then you have to know what it is you want. Know what it is you are creating. Know what it is that you were sent to do, and do it. And when you do, you will begin to see things spiraling upwards, and not in that space of discomfort, dis-ease, dissatisfaction, worry, all those lower vibrational energies. And I like to equate those low vibrational existences with hell on earth, okay? So we get to have heaven in this higher experience, or we get to be in the hell, or we can try to be nonchalant or not making a decision and find ourselves in this casual sloop like this that ultimately creates us being in being a casualty. So the casualty in that state would be you didn't get to live your dreams. You didn't get to do the things you wanted to do because you weren't obedient to trust the path. You weren't obedient to doing the things your heart felt that you should do, because you were afraid, because you felt like you would be judged, because you felt like, I'm not worthy, but I am worthy. I am worthy. Amen. I am worthy. Ashe. Move around, all of that, So as we close out for today, I am so thankful for each and every one of you who showed up in this call and decided to stay and hear the message, because, sometimes it only takes hearing something. You can't only be hearers of the word, though. You have to be doers also. So that goes back to our emotions. In this full moon of Cancer, What are you hearing? What are you feeling? What are you doing? And how is it affecting you to help you to live your best life now? Sit with that. Ooh, sit with that. Let me ring the bell. That's how them ancestors be showing up for me. But yeah, this was a great call, a great live. Again, it helped me to achieve my goal for 2026, which is to go live, which is to be an inspiration, which is to speak my truth and do something I've never done before, to be able to see things from a different perspective, to just get the word out. And again, my books, Aligned and Crowned, The Will Within the Wheel, talks about what is the will within the wheel. What do you truly will? What do you truly want? And how are you aligning your life force to align, to bring forth and attract that to you? Because everything that we want is already here. Our vibration must match it to attract it. Your vibration must match it to attract it. Your vibration, that is your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, what you're putting out into the world will attract that which you desire. And if you are constantly talking about he, she, them, they, what I don't want, what I don't like, what I hate, all of that, you're going to keep getting more of it. So shift, rewire, and align so that you can be aligned and crowned, and that your will be done on earth as we are in heaven or hell, depending on what you're thinking about, what you're feeling. So you get to choose. You get to choose. Recap and closing out. Creative expression. You get to create the life you want to live. Trust your process. Trust the path. Take a leadership role. Live unapologetically. Take time to isolate and introspect, and bring harmony and balance to all of your situations. Moving beyond judgment, moving beyond doubt, and moving into gratitude. That's a word, y'all. I can ring my bell. Ring my bell. All right. So I am your soul sister speaking out, fixing crowns in the process. Also, I am posting all of my lives on the YouTube website, Circle of Sister Table Talks. So if you haven't caught any of the old lives that I've done, I'm also posting them in YouTube. Circle of Sister Table Talks. And until next time, keep your light shining bright. Shine bright like a diamond. Peace and love. Oh no. I gotta figure out how to I gotta figure out how to close it, y'all. From here. Nope. Nope. Give thanks. See you next time.